Imagine living with your best friend, only for them to suddenly turn into your landlord. Controlling, bossy, and constantly threatening to kick you out. Well, when my flatmate Sophie kept saying, "My flat, my rules. Maybe you should move out if you don't like it," I finally did exactly that. But not the way she expected. And the way I blindsided her. Let's just say it's the sweetest revenge I've ever pulled. I was 19 when I moved away from my hometown to start university in Manchester. Like most first years, I was both terrified and excited. A brand new city, brand new people, and total independence for the first time in my life. In my student halls, I made some good friends, but one in particular, let's call her Sophie, stood out. She was lively, funny, easy to talk to, and we clicked instantly. By the end of the year, when our hall's lease ran out, Sophie and I decided to move into a house share with 2 others. That first year of living together, it was brilliant. Parties, late-night takeaways, exam cramming sessions, you name it. Life was chaotic, but fun. But then things changed. After graduation, Sophie quit uni. She landed a decent job at a bank while I carried on with my course. That's when she dropped the bombshell. She'd bought her own 2-bedroom flat, and guess what? She invited me to rent the spare room. At first I thought, perfect. We've lived together before, we're good mates. This will be great. I couldn't have been more wrong. The decline. Once I moved into Sophie's flat, the vibe shifted instantly. Suddenly, she wasn't just my roommate, she was my landlord. And she loved reminding me of it. She became cold, sarcastic, and petty. Friends who used to come over stopped visiting because Sophie made them feel unwelcome. She'd throw snide comments at them, then cover it with, "Relax, it's just a joke." But the jokes weren't funny. They were cutting, deliberate. Then came the constant visits from her aunt, an overbearing woman who seemed to think she owned the place. Every other evening, she'd barge in, criticize how we lived, and monopolize Sophie's attention. I started dreading going home. And the rules? Oh, Sophie loved her rules. One evening, she announced she was getting satellite TV. "You'll need to pay half," she said matter-of-factly. I was working part-time retail to survive while balancing university lectures. Money was tight. I told her I couldn't afford it. Her smug reply, "Then you don't get a say in what we watch. It's my TV, my flat, my rules." That phrase became her anthem. My flat, my rules. If you don't like it, maybe you should move out. She started demanding I do all the chores. If the bins weren't out the second she came home, she'd throw a tantrum. If dishes weren't washed immediately, she'd slam cupboards and mutter about lazy students. I pointed out that I was working 4 days a week at my job, while also doing long uni hours. Her response, "Yeah, but I work full-time. You only go to university, that doesn't count." It was endless. Every small thing became another lecture, another guilt trip, another power move. And every time I pushed back, she repeated it like a broken record. "My flat, my rules. Maybe you should rethink living here if you can't handle it." So, I did rethink it. The plan. At first, I just shut down. I avoided her, stayed in my room, and barely spoke unless I had to. But quietly, I started looking for a way out. Through a mutual friend, I heard about someone looking for a new roommate across town. I met him, saw the place, and instantly knew it was a better fit. Within 2 weeks, the room was mine. And here's where the revenge came in. I never told Sophie. Why should I? She'd spent months telling me I should leave if I didn't like it. Fine. I'd give her exactly what she wanted, but on my terms. I called my parents, told them the plan, and they offered to drive up that weekend to help me move. The move Saturday morning arrived. My parents pulled up outside Sophie's flat, and we started carrying boxes down the stairs. Sophie emerged from her room, clearly surprised. "Oh, I didn't know your parents were visiting," she said, suddenly sweet as sugar. She was laying it on thick, smiling at my mum, acting like we were the best of friends. That's when I turned to her and dropped the bomb. "They're not here to visit, Sophie. They're here to move me out. I found a new flat. You kept saying maybe I should leave if I didn't like your rules. So I did." Her face? I'll never forget it. Total shock, like the world had tilted under her feet. She blinked, opened her mouth, then just froze. No one laughed. No one rescued her with a joke. She just stood there, humiliated. Then she sulked off to her room and slammed the door, hiding away while we cleared out the rest of my things. 2 car trips later, I was gone. I left the keys on the coffee table and didn't even say goodbye. The fallout. That evening, my phone buzzed. It was Sophie. "I'm really sorry for the way I acted. I hope we can still be friends." I stared at the message for a moment, then typed back 2 words. "Ha ha 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 ha." And that was the last I ever heard from her. Later, through mutual friends, I found out the sweetest part. Without me paying rent, Sophie couldn't cover the mortgage. Word had already spread about how badly she treated me, so no one else would move in with her. Within a few months, she had to sell the flat, quit her job, and move back in with her mum. Meanwhile, my new roommate. He turned out to be one of the best friends I've ever had. Over 20 years later, we're still close. The sweetest revenge. Looking back, the most satisfying part wasn't just leaving. It wasn't just watching her life spiral after she pushed me away. It was that one glorious moment. The look on her face when she realized I'd actually taken her advice. When she finally understood that I wasn't going to play by her rules anymore. So, Sophie, if you're out there, you were a nightmare to live with. Your rules sucked, and yes, your aunt was every bit as unbearable as you thought she wasn't. Wash the city's colors to a faded gray. I found your note on the kitchen counter. The sun came up on a broken day, washed the city's colors to a faded gray. I found your note on the kitchen counter. The sun came up on a broken day, washed the city's colors to a faded gray. I found your note on the kitchen counter.